Welcome to Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm Dominic.
In this bonus episode, let's call it 12.5, we'll talk about the Open, our hometown golf tournament, which is called the 3M Open, and of course some other random nonsense. Dom, this is 12.5, a bonus episode.
You'd never okay 12.5 with me. That's funny.
I never did. I kind of stuck that one in on you.
That's funny.
We just got done recording with our buddy Bobby at Brilliantly Dumb.
Super pumped.
Super excited. That's going to release tomorrow. This is a bonus episode. Our first bonus episode, right?
Other than the teasers, yeah.
Other than the teasers.
Yeah.
Yep. So we threw a 0.5 on there. Said didn't tell Dom on that, but now we are here. The Open. I know you didn't really watch much of it because obviously it's super early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not a big morning person.
He's not a morning person.
Well
folks.
documented.
He is a busy man on a mission.
I wouldn't go so far as say on a mission.
You were working though.
I'm just getting through
Busy
this thing
working.
called life.
I agree. I'm right there with you. So Colin Morikawa pulled it off. It's his second time he's won a major. Both times it's his first time ever playing in that major.
Yeah. Congrats. I mean, he made history. He's the first under 25 since
Tiger, I believe. Right?
Tiger,
yeah,
right?
He's got some pretty good.
And I think he's the
company.
first one ever to win two majors in his debut season. Or would you call it does golf have a rookie year?
Yes, I believe they do. Yeah.
So he's his first year is pretty special.
It's incredible. The guy is absolutely insane at striking the ball. His iron play is second to none.
He plays really smart golf.
Yeah, and I had seen that video that they posted with him and his caddy, just the dialogue that they talk the whole time. And there was several videos. I think it was on the PGA Tour Instagram page. And just the conversations that they have with one another, you could tell that they really trust one another. Right?
Yeah, he talks almost like he's been playing for 10 plus years on the tour.
He's a vet.
Yeah.
I know, but again, he's very young, bright future.
Yeah, he's 24. He's my age.
Isn't that bizarre?
He's my age.
It's mind-blowing.
I know.
And this guy is a bright guy, very talented. You can't really root against him.
No, I mean, he's got everything going for him. I think he's got a really bright future. And I hope he keeps winning. I hope he, could he be the next Tiger? We don't know. We'll find out.
Right? He definitely has that the talent, I think, especially at where he's at right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unreal.
Should we talk about our picks?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. Dom really doesn't remember.
I don't remember who I picked.
Who he picked, but he didn't take Colin, which
I didn't for the first time. It's whenever I don't take Colin, he wins, and whenever we don't take Phil, he wins.
Exactly. Speaking of Phil, he had kind of a brutal tournament. I think he shot 10 over the first day.
That course just spits people out, though.
It was kind of weird though because the conditions they're playing quick, but normally they have a lot of wind, right?
Yeah.
And they did not really have a whole lot of wind.
Did you see that picture where it's snowed?
No, I didn't see that.
There was one where it was at 6 a.m. and then there was snow.
Frost.
Well, frost. Frost. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then by 8, it was green and really nice. I think the PGA posted that too.
Okay, I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the wind wasn't too substantial where they were, which is a link style course. The wind really is has a huge effect on these players. But I'm not really sure what was going on with Phil. It's that everyone loves to watch Phil. We're big Phil fans, obviously. If you've listened to the podcast, we talk about Phil all the time.
Lefty.
He's in every podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, the Philly Mickelsons.
The Philly Mickelsons.
We should start a fan club.
We certainly
just me
could.
and you.
Yeah, we certainly could. I took Brooks. Brooks, he's one of those guys, again, that you just can never really count out, especially in a major.
He only tries in majors.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
Right? But he had... it's been obviously a few days now, but he had kind of some up and down rounds, but he kept himself in contention. I think he ended up finishing in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. He was up there, but it still was kind of out of contention. He wasn't going to win regardless.
Right.
But he did, I believe, finish in the top 10. I'm currently checking on that as we speak.
I know one of my buddies is like, oh man, I think Spieth might win this. And I think my exact reply was, hold on, there's still a lot of golf left. And then Morikawa just went on his run of just like beautiful golf.
Yeah, Morikawa, at the on Sunday I was really either three of the Louis Oosthuizen, Jordan Spieth, or Morikawa. Yeah. I was happy, either one.
Yeah, I can never say Louis' last name.
I think I might have said it wrong right there. Louis Oosthuizen.
I don't even want to try to say it.
He is, his ball striking, his swing, his tempo, it's so good. He's unbelievable. If there's a swing that you want to try to interpret or try to copy, that's the swing you'd want to try.
I want Rory's. I have like
Rory does have probably.
Mine's kind of like Rory, where his is like really short and compact, but he's really like explosive at the end because I open my hips really well. However, because I can do that, it's not always good.
Rory, he probably does have the nicest swing on tour. That guy, I was really pulling for Rory. He looked like he was going to have a chance to at least get somewhat a contention on Saturday, but then he kind of faded. He was like 4 under starting through the first 9 holes, and then he kind of faded. Brooks Koepka he actually finished 8 under for the tournament, and he shot a 5 under on Sunday. So he ended up finishing tied for 6th. So again, didn't finish first.
He's getting money,
but he's always in that top 10 major. Sometimes even top 5. He's always pretty close. Guy's a stud. Obviously, there was some drama we'd kind of hinted on in the previous episode with Bryson and his.
See, I still kind of interpret it wrong. I feel like he's just like, oh yeah, my driver sucked because he wasn't hitting it well.
So you kind of think like he was blaming himself almost in a way. He just couldn't hit it straight.
Right, and it's like I have moments where it's like, God, I just can't hit my driver, and it has nothing to do with the brand. Because I've played with different brands. I played with TaylorMade. I played with Nike, Cobra. I had a Titleist driver. I don't think any of them are bad, and I've never been like, my driver sucks, and it's never been because of the brand. I feel like he could probably excel with any brand, but he could also do better than any brand. I feel like it's more him just kind of not being on.
Yeah, he certainly might have maybe thought that, or that's what his interpretation was, but you could tell Cobra obviously got on the phone right away, and they were commenting back, so they definitely took offense to that.
Yeah, I just don't like how people are like, oh, he hates this, he hates that, and then they're all against him. I'm like, you act like athletes can't have emotions when they're doing pressers.
Or opinions. I don't know what the guidelines on of what you can and can't say if you're a sponsored, So like Bobby was saying, that sales could definitely reflect that, which is where he might not have had that.
He might not have had that on his mind.
Exactly. But people take it that way. Because, again, I played on Sunday, and another one of the guys that I got paired up with had another Cobra driver. Mm-hmm. We both hit the ball really well, but we kind of made that joke of, like, if we hit one a little right or a little left, we made that joke, like, driver sucks. Well, and it sticks.
Yeah, and it's like, you and I both play Cobra. Mm-hmm. Yours is newer than mine. Mine's not super old by any means.
Love the Cobra driver.
Yeah. No, I love mine. I feel like even when I hit it bad, it's still better.
It's very...
it's a forgiving driver. I think that has a lot to do with how they're making the faces with the CNC. But I don't know. I guess I took it as he was just kind of beating himself up, because everyone's like, oh, what this and that about Bryson. And then he issued something and it was like, hey, like I had all these emotions and all this adrenaline. And it's almost like Naomi Osaka, is that her name? The tennis. Yep. I always feel like I'm going to say it wrong.
No, I think you pronounced it correctly. I think she actually has a documentary that just released.
Yeah.
I want to watch that.
And it's all like, she's like very like something about like athletes' mental health and how people don't take it seriously. It's like, why do you have to interview him like right after? It's like the whole thing like McGregor, like when he snapped his ankle. Joe Rogan's right there when he's on the ground. I never thought of it until like 2 days later, but it's so funny when you see Joe Rogan like nestled up. He's right there. He's literally like crawled his way next to Conor McGregor as Conor just literally snapped his foot or ankle. And it's true. Like, it's the emotions. Yeah. It's like adrenaline. The emotions, and Bryson's arguably having like his biggest year as a pro. Hitting the ball further. People think he's overly cocky. At least in the spotlight. Boy, that's Yep. It's like, just let the man breathe a little bit, which I'm not defending his comments by any means, but I think it's a different interpretation. I definitely see what you're saying there, and hopefully that's what he was going with. Right.
But again,
I can't imagine, as smart as he is, that he would bash his biggest sponsor on the biggest stage at a major.
He just doesn't seem like that kind of person. But
right.
Again, I think it was a bad look, regardless of if he was calling out the brand or not. I do certainly kind of side with you a little bit. I don't think he was necessarily trying to bash Cobra. However,
I think it looks that way.
It does.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like we said in episode 12, kudos for Cobra for snapping back at him.
I completely agree. I think that was a smart move because Cobra, like I said, Cobra does put out a good product.
Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you don't have to spend $4,000 on a driver from PXG or whatever their stuff costs to have like a phenomenal club. Like even like...
And I think one of the main reasons why they did kind of clap back is that I mean, Bryson is such on a pedestal right now that they probably will lose sales.
Probably.
And so I
think if they were bigger, like Titleist, where you could bash Titleist a little bit and they'd kind of brush it off because they've been such a big name in golf forever, or even like Callaway or, Ping even.
Cobra kind of had a reputation. They were pretty popular back in the day. And then they kind of got like this.
They have like the Wilson reputation, right? Where it's like Wilson staff used to be like
the
thing in golf. Where it's like Top Flight back in the day used to be super good, and now everybody like makes fun of them.
The Top Rock now.
Hey, if it's a ball, I'm gonna hit it, and the ball is gonna go anywhere anyways. So I don't really. I hate that kind of stuff, but it's like I don't know. I feel like somewhere along the line they've gotten lost, and now they're like the cheap brand or. It's like what 15-year-olds play or whatever.
I think their technology, though, has grown.
I like
exponential.
I feel like they're not as gimmicky as other brands.
And I will say, to kind of circle back, Ricky really opens a lot of, we talked about it in episode 12. This is 12.5, boys and girls. This is a bonus coverage.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever's listening. But Tiger Woods, arguably the greatest golfer of all time. But Ricky Fowler, for a lot of people, you're 24, I'm 32. But Ricky, same though. Like old. Tiger Woods, old, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, I ended up watching a lot of his reruns. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like how I'm a huge MJ guy, way over LeBron. I love LeBron, but MJ's the GOAT. But same thing, like I watched a lot of MJ, but Ricky was really kind of the one that kind of got me in the fashion. Mm-hmm. He got me into that like next level, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He's good at golf, and he's wearing whatever he wants to, and he's feeling comfortable. He kind of put Cobra on that next level, and not saying that Cobra didn't have good products. They did, but they put the technology behind it, right?
Well, it's like I was saying earlier. Like I watched this kid, all orange, big flat bill, and it was a little oversized, like Ricky used to wear it. And I'm like,
3M Open today.
Yeah. And I'm like this is like the Ricky Fowler effect. Like you're getting all of these young people in the golf, and I say that like I'm super old, but like it's important.
It really is. I love seeing the younger generation get into the game of golf, and I love seeing them wear those flashy, cool outfits.
Yeah.
And I think, in my opinion, I think Ricky really kind of put a lot of people on that. He had the long hair. He was a motocross guy. Golf.
Very California boyish.
Yeah. And he just had that kind of that, if there's a golfer that I want to be like, he's the guy.
Yeah, he had that it factor where it kind of set him apart, where it's like he wasn't, dressing like your grandpa or...
Didn't have the slacks, the pleated slacks,
or the knickers, or it's like he had the all orange. He had the flat bill. He wore the Pumas, and
I it was super edgy. But I think that helped drive Cobra, and I think that also kind of helped Bryson because Bryson has his own personality, obviously.
Yeah, he's got
the hat that's forward.
He used to dress very like formal, where it was like traditional golf. He had the shirt, the plain pants, and then whatever the hell you call his hat,
which is kind of cool because like
it's very modern, but very
modern but old school,
but classic.
Yeah, and
I don't want to
call it old school. It wasn't old school.
It was like classic golf.
But that was the cool thing with like Ricky and Bryson. Like they had their own style, but Puma was the one that actually like provided the so it was very cool. And Cobra and Puma are basically hand in hand, and Cobra doesn't make a bad product in my opinion.
No, I really awesome. Like mine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like my irons are Cobra, my driver's Cobra, my hybrid is Cobra. The only thing that isn't Cobra are like my wedges because they're Callaway. Because hell yeah, they're Callaway. My putter's Ping, and then my 5-wood is Mizuno. Which why I heard it got good reviews and it was pretty affordable. And I really like it.
I think Cobra is in a good place right now, and I do, like you said, I agree. I like that they certainly weren't quietly like they right off the bat they
immediately Instagram, and I was like, oh damn,
good for them.
Here we go.
Good for them. Speaking of Ricky Fowler, we have the 3M Open. We are located in Minneapolis. Obviously, you guys have probably known that if you listen to the podcast, but that is our home tournament.
Yeah, it's local.
Yep, here in Blaine, Minnesota. It was originally a PGA or a
senior event. Yep, and then 2019 was the first year.
Yeah, 2019. 2 or 3 years now.
2019 because Matthew Wolf won it last year. I don't know who won it.
Michael Thompson won.
Yeah.
So he's the reigning champ.
So this is the third year of it.
And Ricky is playing in it. I have tickets on Sunday, so hopefully Ricky, Dustin, some of the major names are going to make the cut, which I would assume so. It's not a difficult course. I think it's going to be low numbers.
The hard time with it is every year they've played it, it's been like a smaller name guy to win it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Brooks actually played it last year, the year before, and he missed the cut.
Yeah,
it was on July 4th weekend, so maybe there was he was just trying to get the hell out of there.
Hell yeah, go party, Brooksy.
Yeah, it could be. But I would see no reason that Ricky and Dustin, some of the bigger names, don't make the cut.
There's a lot of it. There's Bubba, there's
Louis
DJ, Louis
in it. Yeah.
There's so many, but I don't know. I have a hard time picking the bigger names just because historically they haven't won. I'd love to see DJ win and then have the crowd next year just be bananas.
Very
and
cool.
Obviously, I'm volunteering, so today was pretty slow because it's kind of the Pro-Am, and tomorrow's gonna be kind of slow because it's the Pro-Am. But Thursday will be round 1, and I feel like it's gonna be a little bit busier.
It's a beautiful course too.
Oh,
if you haven't been out there, I've been out there several times for the senior tour, and the layout is super nice.
Yeah, we had a training on Monday, and I quote unquote got lost and then wandered around for an hour. Because it's I've got my little pass. What are they going to do? I'm a volunteer.
You're volunteering. You're just helping
and
out.
I guess my pass gets me in every day.
Okay.
So realistically, I could sneak out of work Saturday or Sunday and hey, want to go watch some golf? Yeah, let's go.
I'm here I'm there on Sunday, so maybe there you go.
I honestly, I might try.
I don't blame you, especially if a DJ or Ricky or someone like that.
Yeah, no, it's going to depend because I'm sure I could get it covered. I might try it.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit if you can do that. That's the cool thing about volunteering. I actually several years ago with the PGA did the senior tour. I keep on saying PGA, but the senior tour when it was here, I was gonna volunteer for 3 years in a row, and every year something came up, and just wasn't able. The times didn't really work out. But
yeah, we should do it next year.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
it's fun. I mean, it's been one day. But I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's not super hard by any means.
No, it's cool. You're donating your time. You're giving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're also doing it for a good cause, and you get to see a course and full of athletes.
Yeah, I bought some gear obviously, and I donated $2 to plant trees. So I was like, hell yeah, we need more oxygen.
As long as the trees aren't on the golf course.
No, I don't. I think...
We don't want to find trees on the golf course.
I think he said it was in a third world country, so I wasn't really listening. I just heard plant trees for $2 and I was in.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
No, so the Open was obviously really incredible with Colin winning it. 3M Open. Let's hope that DJ, Ricky... Who would you like to see win it? Bubba's your guy, though.
I know, Bubba's my dude. So I'd love to have Bubba win it because Bubba was bass fishing the other day.
Yeah,
here.
I saw that. I'm assuming he's probably at the lakes in Blaine there.
Probably.
Normally that's some pretty decent sized fish, but that was Bubba. We gotta take you somewhere else because that was a baby bass.
Bubba, we'll take you to my cabin, Bubba. Yeah. You can jump off the dock. You do whatever you want.
You can go golfing up there.
I always like to see young guys win it just for maybe boost their career or so people hear about them. obviously Bubba, but I don't know, like maybe a first year guy wins it just like Matthew Wolf did, and now Matthew Wolf is all over. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite for it.
I'm really excited. So I hope Bubba makes it just so I can see that bomb of a drive. Yeah, it's just so incredible, like being self-taught and just
the sound that his like I know part of it is his driver, but the ball just sounds different when he hits it.
His swing is so weird, but it's so like
it works for him because he's weird.
Yeah, no, he is weird. He's self-taught. I mean, it's kind of like crazy to think that, like, for me, I'm technically self-taught, but I'm not a professional athlete making millions of dollars, right? And you probably the same way.
Well,
like,
I took lessons, but I didn't play for like 8 years.
See,
so it's like I'm self-taught.
Yeah, exactly. So I never really was never had any lessons.
You didn't
and
have
I kind of just watched, didn't have a coach, didn't have a trainer, any type of advice. It came from, again, I saw a couple people playing it and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I'd watch YouTube videos and I had a really short backswing. Same thing. I had a really short backswing. I mean, like, I barely took it back. And then finally I was like, maybe I just need to adjust it a little bit. And now my backswing is, I take it back pretty far. But again, it was all self-taught. And I feel like I'm a fairly decent golfer for being self-taught, which is like why it's crazy. This guy's on the tour, not only on the tour, he's won the Masters twice.
Yeah, you don't just
win the Masters twice being self-taught, which is insane.
Well, it's kind of like remember when Sergio Romo was on the Twins? The pitcher?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he's not that good. I'm like, you don't just run into 3 World Series rings on accident.
That's very true.
But have you ever heard like why John Daly's got such a big backswing?
I watched his documentary, but I don't know if
he was talking about it, and he said it was just because the clubs he had were too big, so they would.
That's right.
So he would just
way back with the back coil and snap it. Yeah. Yet he has a very unique swing as well.
And his son, just like him.
Very cool swing.
I hate it. It's weird.
It is weird. He is going to college, I think, this year.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, at Arkansas.
He's a Razorback.
Razorback.
Gross.
But good for him.
I don't know what a Razorback is.
Arkansas Razorback.
No.
It's like an animal.
Like a pig?
Yeah, it's like a glorified pig, I think.
Oh.
We could be totally wrong. But
we probably are. It looks like a pig. It looks like
some sort of.
It looks like a pointy pig.
It does. We could be totally wrong. I'm not sure. We're not. We're from up north, not down south.
Yeah. Go Gophers.
Go Gophers. Ski-U-Ma.
Yeah.
So Bubba would be awesome to see win or at least be in contention. DJ, and obviously my biggest.
You want Ricky?
Yeah, I want Ricky. Louis would be cool to see too. Like all 4 of those guys. Yeah. Either one of those guys. Just kind of a big name, and the reason why I say that is not only like cool for the fans, but I think for the actual 3M tournament itself,
have a big name attached to it.
And no disrespect to the guys that are trying to qualify and play up to it and get, like you said, it's cool to see a no name.
Yeah, well,
not a no name, but a guy that's not like
DJ or
top 10, top 20 guys.
No, and like no disrespect to Matthew Wolf or
I like him. He's got a bright future.
Or the other guy,
Michael Thompson. He's been around a little bit, but he's an older guy.
No disrespect to them, but it's like imagine like if Dustin Johnson won it, and then everyone would be a bit like, oh man, he's the reigning champ. Like you want to go watch.
And therefore he'll probably be back again to defend it, right?
Hopefully.
And that's where. With the COVID, it did kind of work out a little bit for us because I kind of hinted on this before, but normally the 3M Open kind of got that short end of the stick where they were right before the Open Championship. So most of those big name players are skipping their time to play in this tournament to prep for the Open.
Yeah.
So it actually ended up being an after the Open. So we actually have this is the first time we've actually had some pretty big names. Yeah. So I went and played out at Victory Links. On Sunday, played pretty decent. Kind of posted on my Instagram, there was a few players that are out there. So that's the qualifying course to play, right? Mm-hmm. Chase Koepka's out there, Brooks' brother.
Oh boy!
So there's some a bunch of very good guys that are qualifying, and they only take 4.
Yeah,
they have 125 guys out there competing, and these guys are obviously very talented. So it's kind of put me in perspective of this is such a grind of a sport. If you're not the top 20, top 50 names in the golf, you put such it's such a grind.
Is that beer hitting you?
This beer's hitting me. Yeah, it's actually really good. But It's true though.
Yeah.
Like I went and played at Victory in the front nine right before I started. There was Justin Sue, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing.
I have his
it
autograph.
Do you?
Yeah, so he was there the first year.
Okay.
At the 3M. I mean, at the time he was like the top amateur.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
Yeah.
Out of USC.
Yeah, he was like the top amateur at the time, and my buddy and I went to a practice round. So we bought a flag each, and I have his autograph.
Very cool.
But yeah, like the first year, a lot of guys went to practice, and they went to Hazeltine.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's still the case where they would go practice at Hazeltine, but imagine it's, private course. There's no fans. You can kind of just do your thing.
Yeah, so I think kind of how it's set up now, which is how it was back for the senior tour, though, is so Justin, for example, I was getting ready to tee off, had a afternoon tee time. He was on the putting green. I went and putted right next to him, but I didn't want to bother him, so I didn't really say anything to him. But we ended up,
broski, Nux.
So I went and played our front nine, and it was about a 2-hour front nine, maybe a little more than that. Came around, and he was still out there putting.
Damn.
So he was out there for over 2 hours, and it was actually more than that because he was putting before I even had gotten there.
It's like that Kobe commercial. You are the same beast.
Yeah, it really is. It's crazy.
I just butchered that commercial. Wow.
Well, point being though is the fact that we finished this round and he was still he went from the putting green for 2.5-3 hours, and then when we finished, he was still he was at the driving range hitting balls. So it's like you don't understand.
He's built different. I don't think I could sit there and putt for that long.
No, I know, but that's kind of my point being is that
the mental anguish of it would make me dissolve.
Hitting thousands of golf balls.
I hit 10 and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna finish this bucket.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Well, I meant on the putting.
Well, that too, but I meant because he was at the driving range too, striking balls. But it's crazy, the time, the commitment, and again, if you're not one of those top tier guys, the travel, the money, if you're not making a lot of money, you have to pay to get there, and then you might not even make it. So it's a grind.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fascinating for me. I mean, I love, I'm pulling for Justin Sue. Hopefully he does make the cut and he makes some cash.
I would love to somehow get some not even a pro, but an amateur on here, just so I could hear how they prepare. Because it's I feel some people probably think they have to play the course to prepare. I feel a lot of these guys can play any course just as long as they can hit the ball well. Because I guess in my mind, if you're going to go practice at a different golf course, you're not really practicing for that course. You're practicing ball striking or chipping or putting or.
I agree with that. You definitely have to be dialed in. But then again, you also do want to get a feel for the greens and feel kind of the course layout. Because there are some courses that have some kind of janky setups okay, it's a blind shot, which then you don't really know how.
There's some of that at Victory Links where you're it's the holes are so tight.
Yeah, if you don't know really where you're hitting it, then it can be kind of difficult. So, but I do agree. Yeah, I mean you definitely have to be practicing hitting balls and hitting them to the level of where you want to hit them. But again, I do think there is some sort of
mental,
definitely mental. But if it was me, and again, I'm not in their shoes, but I would like to play that course once or twice to get a feel for it. Which is why they normally take a week off leading up to the tournament so they can go out and practice it.
Right.
So.
Which again, I know there were some pros at the 3M today.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
I saw Matthew Wolf took some pictures. I wasn't there. I saw it on Instagram. Okay. Because I have a job too. I volunteered and then literally went home and changed and then straight to work, and then from work
this guy's the man right here.
And I have to wake up at 4 a.m.
And we're still recording right now.
It's 9:30.
And we're on a roll. 2 podcasts, 2 episodes.
1.5.
1.5. 1.5.
But 1.5.
Probably getting to almost.
We're almost at 2.
Yeah. But we did want to kind of just make this bonus episode because again we didn't talk about the Open a little bit.
We didn't talk much golf.
We didn't really.
But that's okay.
No,
it's golf and things.
It's golf and things, which is again, Bobby's a huge food fanatic. We did talk about food. We got a couple good stories out of Bob. The guy's hilarious. Again,
I had a good energy to it.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Check him out. Brilliantly dumb. I have a trouble saying brilliantly.
It's I can't say Subsidiary.
Yeah, we have
subsidiary
issues speaking some words that aren't necessarily difficult, but difficult for us. So give him a follow. Check him out. The guy is awesome. Super funny guy. But yeah, 3M Open, the Open. We have the NBA going on right now. Suns are up.
Yeah.
All right, we got the
49-44. Oh, it's the third already.
It's the third, yeah. So we got a lot of sports. And we got the Twins, right? We're Minnesota.
Gross. But yeah.
Bad. There's a lot of trade speculations.
Yeah, and like the Wolves.
The Wolves just finalized their deal. We're not going to get Booker.
There was a dude from Timberwolves there, like a ticket guy. Like no one like, oh my God, you're so-and-so. I didn't go up to him, but I really want to be like, hey, are we getting Booker?
I think if we would have got Booker, we would have got him last year.
The amount the amount of questions he's probably asked about are we getting Booker is probably ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like, why not? Let's just not ask.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not gonna bug him with it, but I'm like, hey,
you were thinking it.
I kept thinking like, hey, like, are we gonna get Booker? I doubt it.
Not getting Booker.
No.
I think if anything, people are gonna be going to Phoenix.
And it's kind of like. Well, if he's traded, he doesn't really have a choice.
No, but I'm saying they're not going to trade him.
No, I know. It's kind of like how everybody thinks Jack Eichel's coming to the Wild. I don't get it. Do you know who Jack Eichel is?
Yeah, no, I've heard of him. Was he from the Blues originally at one time?
No. Buffalo. Sabres.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
You're thinking of Tarasenko. He wants out of St. Louis,
Tarasenko's a stud, too.
Yeah, he wants out because they mishandled his shoulder.
I have a little bit of familiarity with my NHL guys.
I know, I know names.
See, for me, it's NBA, NFL, NBA, NFL, NHL, almost NHL better now than MLB, and that was totally the opposite. Normally, MLB,
I texted you. The MLB had more viewers than the...
Oh, yeah, for your All-Star game.
Yeah, for the All-Star game. They had more viewers than the NBA All-Star game, the NFL Pro Bowl, and something else.
I've heard that...
Nobody watches the Pro Bowl. Like,
no,
let's get that out of the way.
Let's just get that. Yeah, I've also heard that they've tried to talk about kiboshing the MLB All-Star game.
Why?
Because there were certain people that totally declined on even playing.
Well, those certain people also cheated.
Okay.
If you notice, the people who didn't play were like Astros players. So Correa didn't go, Altuve didn't go, and then there's some other Astros players that declined to go.
Yeah, see, I've never had any issue. I love watching the home run derby or the All-Star game or the celebrity softball game.
I like that one.
I think they actually probably do it the best. I mean, the NBA All-Star game is fun too, but
it's cool.
You score 220 points.
Well, now that the last period or whatever is weird like that, like I get that it's for Kobe. Completely get it. But it's weird. Like I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think the Pro Bowl just get rid of it.
Well, and
I never watch it.
Well, and at least like with the MLB All-Star game, there's like something on the line.
Yeah, exactly, you're playing for home field advantage
for the World Series. Yeah,
which I think is cool. Like I think that would make it more competitive, especially for the NBA or like other sports. NHL, I don't really watch that either because it's kind of the same as basketball to an extent.
Oh,
it's all about goal scoring. But again,
theirs is kind of neat because it's like a mini tournament.
Yeah, they switched that though in recent years, I think. Where it was like now it's like 3-on-3 or something.
Yeah.
But before though,
it's still a tournament though.
Right, but I mean like 3 or 4 years prior to that, I think it was like
just a big mishmash.
Yeah, the goalies weren't really stopping any pucks for the most part. It was all kind of like you
guys don't play defense in the NBA.
Exactly, so it's kind of like similarity to that, but we are super excited. Again, I'll be at the 3M Open on Sunday. Dom's gonna try to go ahead and just sneak out on
I'm
Sunday.
the boss.
He's the boss.
I hope like my bosses don't hear this.
Don't be listening.
Yeah.
Put the earmuffs on.
Yeah. Just let me do my thing.
Okay, so every episode we suck at this, but if you have one pick, we suck at this. We're literally 0 for 5 or 6 or whatever it is. But I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
The field?
Yep, the field. You go ahead and think right now of who you're. So we're gonna do a favorite, or I should say a solid pick if you were to put money on it
for the 3M.
Yep, and then a dark horse. I want your picks.
God, I gotta find the field. Hold on.
Bear with us.
Not prepared for this.
I know. I totally kind of caught us off guard here on this. Let's see who can find it quicker.
I'm already at it. Oh, this is alphabetical. Oh, here's a list. Oh,
got it here.
Do you have the odds?
I don't have the odds.
Oh, that's what I was on.
Okay, all right. You stay there. I'm gonna get the Vegas odds. I'm gonna get the Vegas odds 3M tournament here. Bear with us, boys and girls. We are gonna get the Vegas 3M Open odds.
Okay, so they have. Wow, they have Tony Finau second.
Oh, that's right. Tony is in.
Tony.
I love Tony. Dustin is 7-1. Tony's 14-1. We got Louis.
Bubba's 30-1.
Okay. All right. Well, if you know, who do you got?
Okay. So what are we doing? Favorite, and then
do a favorite and dark horse.
So obviously, 30-1. Bubba.
That's your favorite?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dark horse. You know what? I'm gonna go Brant.
Brant Snedeker fella there.
Hell yeah.
He did actually pretty good. I forgot to say something.
He was my dark horse.
He eagled the par 4. He hold out.
He was my dark horse for the Open.
He was. I know. We couldn't figure out your favorite though. But he played pretty well.
I only remember that because we did that OB golf tournament thingy. And I was like one of the only people who picked him and he did really well. So yeah, Brant's my dark horse.
Brant's your dark horse.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That is a good dark horse. I like that.
God, but there's Keegan Bradley.
Nah,
I'm going Brant.
Yeah, Keegan Bradley. Nah, I'm not a. Okay, for my dark horse, I'm gonna go Cameron Davis.
Who?
40-1. Cameron Davis, 40-1.
Oh, this guy's got my name.
Dominic Bozzelli.
Oh, I mean,
500-1.
It's not my last name, but it's my name.
500-1. That would be legit. I'm gonna go Tony Finau.
As your favorite?
As my favorite.
Yeah?
He's.
You think Tony pulls it off?
I like Tony. I love his game.
Ricky.
You know what? Let's go ahead and take that back. Tony is my favorite. Tony's my favorite.
Ricky's the dark horse.
Ricky's the dark horse. And Ricky's at 40-1 as well.
See, I feel like to be a dark horse, though, it has to be like...
Well, 40-1's that's a pretty big dark horse odd.
Well, I mean, the odds are weird in this because it goes from 7 to 14.
Yeah.
And then from 14 to 18 to 28.
And Robert McIntyre, I actually had him on my DraftKings going into the Open. He's kind of a stud. He's from Scotland as well, I believe. No. Yeah, I believe he's from Scotland. He actually fired a really solid round in the final round of the Open and finished in the top 5, I believe. He's a stud. But yeah, there's kind of a big drop off. Dustin, Finau, Louis, Patrick Reed, McIntyre, and then it's just a drop off.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like if Dustin doesn't win, it's somebody else. Like, I don't know. Okay,
so let's just repeat that one more time so we can make sure that following our next episode, we know what we're talking about. So your favorite is going to be
Bubba. Yep.
And he's at
30-1.
Okay. And then we have your dark horse,
Brant
Snedeker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't switch to Dominic Bozzelli?
No. We're going Brant.
Okay. All right. So my favorite then is going to be Tony Finau at 14-1, and then I am going to go with my dark horse at Ricky Fowler, and I really hope my dark horse wins.
I bet neither of us win. We're bad at this.
Let's do this. Let's make it fun. I bet you $10.
Okay.
That one of our four picks wins.
Okay.
$10. Okay.
Deal.
All right. Deal. Let's change your picks.
No, I'm sick of No.
Okay. All right. For the record, everyone's listening. $10. We'll talk about it on the next episode. Is there anything else we can really want to cover?
Not really. I mean, it's going to be like a weird time for golf because now the next major is not for like 200 something days.
I know. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, but we talk about the Olympics when that happens.
We do have the
Olympic golf. And
one quick question before we leave this episode. 4 majors. We have the Masters, Hideki Matsuyama. We have the U.S. Open, Jon Rahm. We have the PGA Championship, Phil Mickelson. And then, of course, we have the Open at Colin Morikawa. Which one do you think was the most
impressive? Hideki. Yeah, just the pressure. What's his name put on him? Dude, it's been a long day. I can't think of names anymore.
That's okay.
The pressure that Hideki had to go through, I think everybody's favorite was Phil by far because
it's the Masters. It's hard to the Masters.
Just like the pressure put on Hideki. First, where is he from? Japan?
Yes.
First Japanese player or male Japanese player, like
He really put them on the map.
Like the country thanked him.
Yeah, he's huge.
I think for me, it's Hideki. Like it's hard to not pick him. Obviously, the other three, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, really kind of like whatever you want to pick is impressive. You got Phil, who's 50, one?
I think so. 50.
I mean, oldest guy to ever win a major.
Right, which is impressive in its own right, but like just the chase that Hideki had to go through and, with Zalatoris playing really well that round, and I don't remember who came in second for the life of me. Oh, no, he wasn't in second. It kind of dropped off.
We're not going to go there. It's okay.
Okay. It's been a long day.
But no, I agree. I think, it's hard to pick someone that didn't win the Masters because the Masters is such a...
Well, and he's now made golf. He's made it international, which I know golf is international, but...
He put the Japanese on such a... it's really... Like they said, we talked about like one of our first episodes ever, like that it's gonna make Japan grow like as far as dollar wise, like some crazy amount of money.
And it's like they honored him. Yeah. Like that's how important
that's crazy.
It's be like you going home and be like, hey, you did really well today, and it's like the whole country like applauds. Like that's unreal,
unheard of. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And all the memes you got out of it, where it's not going to be like sandwiches anymore next year. It's going to be
something else.
Right? I don't know. Just to me, that's the best. Like, such a good round. It
does suck that knowing that all four majors are done.
Yeah.
But we did talk about this before, but we potentially are talking about maybe doing a 24-hour golf outing.
Ugh, yeah.
Which would be crazy. Which would be sweet. So if you are listening and you have maybe the connections or would be willing to maybe even partake in this, we would love to get your feedback. It's not just maybe me and Dom, but maybe we get a couple people doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be from Minnesota.
Yeah, no, we have talked about maybe even doing it out in Florida, out in Colorado, wherever, where we would basically kind of pick different charities and kind of raise awareness. And I think that would be super cool. Again, try to do a 24-hour deal, see how many holes we can get. We'll do some Instagram live kind of stuff. So if you do have any type of connections or are we willing to partake in that, let us know. Shoot Dom a DM or shoot me a DM. Save Par Golf Podcast or Save Par Golf. Again, episode 12.5. Thank you so much for listening.
Oh, we have stickers.
And we have stickers. Yeah, we are probably going to put those on our website soon. So we'll list a bunch of them. We have a bunch in stock.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in stickers, we have Save Par Golf Podcast stickers and we have Save Par Golf stickers. Let us know if you're interested. And we'll put a link in the bio here soon. You can just go ahead and
click it. Or tap it. Whatever.
Tap it and buy it.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. So thanks so much for listening. Again, episode 12.5. Take a look at episode 12 with Bobby at Brilliantly Dumb. Thanks so much.